The United States has announced preparations to slap new sanctions on Iran for acquiring Russia's S-400 air defense system. But will the sanctions have a genuine impact? Iran is not backing down. It has warned Arab states not to back Israel. While Iran is ready to face its opponents, will it succumb to the prospect of sanctions? Let us find out. The United States has dominated the Middle East, supporting its friend Israel and pushing countries into submission through sanctions, military interventions, and covert activities. But times are changing. Iran, a country that has remained firm in the face of persistent Western pressure, is now forming an even deeper alliance with Russia, threatening to change the entire geopolitical landscape in the region. This new collaboration is more than simply military weapons. It is a signal to the world that the days of U.S. and Israeli hegemony are over. The question is not if the United States and Israel will fall from their perches, but how quickly. Iran's most recent move, obtaining Russia's S-400 air defense system, has sparked a sequence of reactions in Washington and Tel Aviv. But let's be honest, this isn't about peace or security. It's about power, and the United States is losing it. Iran has also issued a harsh warning to Arab states, stating that supporting Israel will result in catastrophic consequences. The message is plain. Tehran follows the rules set by the West and leads the struggle against an oppressive regime that has ruled the Middle East for far too long. But was the threat of sanctions from the U.S. serious? Whenever Iran moves to defend itself or enhance its relationships, the United States responds with sanctions. But why does the United States cling so tenaciously to this antiquated tool, even when history demonstrates that sanctions rarely accomplish their intended outcomes? The solution is straightforward. Sanctions are a technique used by the United States to preserve the appearance of authority. Since the 1979 Iranian Revolution, the United States has considered Iran a pariah state, imposing sanctions to isolate the country economically and politically. Yet here we are, more than 4 decades later, and Iran not only survives but thrives. The government has established a strong internal economy, expanded its military industry, and created ties with major nations such as Russia and China. Every time the United States tightens its grip, Iran finds a way out. Consider the recent punishments. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken proudly proclaimed that Washington would target Iranian and Russian entities involved in military collaboration. The purpose, of course, is to restrict Iran's access to military technology and its ability to defend itself. But let us get genuine. Sanctions haven't worked in 40 years, so why should they work now? Iran has gotten accustomed to living under sanctions, and its cooperation with Russia offers an alternate route to the military and economic assistance it requires. Furthermore, sanctions do not demonstrate strength. They are a sign of despair. The United States is losing control of the Middle East, and sanctions are its only remaining tool. It's like witnessing a bully who is outmatched, yet continues to throw punches long after the fight has ended. Washington remains stuck in the past while the rest of the world has advanced. Iran and Russia are rewriting the rules, while the United States struggles to keep up. Is Russia's cooperation with Iran a threat to the United States? Please like and share the video, and subscribe to our channel for more videos about Africa's geopolitics, economy, and changing terrain. Let us proceed now. The Iran-Russia partnership is causing restless nights in Washington and Tel Aviv, and with good reason. This is more than just military cooperation. It is a political realignment with the potential to overturn decades of Western dominance in the Middle East. Iran reportedly transferred 400 ballistic missiles to Russia, including FAD-110 tactical missiles, which was a clear indication. Iran and Russia are here to stay, and they don't play by Western standards. Historically, Russia and Iran have had the same interests, particularly in resisting U.S. influence in the region. However, this cooperation is now turning into something far more serious. Iran is an important ally in Russia's overall geopolitical agenda to counterweight NATO and U.S. hegemony. For Iran, Russia is more than a military partner. It is a geopolitical ally in its ambition to establish a new Middle Eastern order free of Western intervention. However, it is not limited to missiles and air defense systems. Iran and Russia collaborate on a variety of issues, ranging from energy cooperation to information exchange. This alliance threatens to change the regional power balance, undercutting U.S. and Israeli control over countries that have long been under Washington's thumb. The real game changer here is that Iran and Russia are teaching the globe that success does not require Western acceptance. They are creating a new benchmark for how states might reject imperialism and build their way. And this is exactly why the United States and Israel are so concerned. They want Iran and Russia to obey their directives on how to deal with Israel. But that is not going to happen, even if you threaten them with fines. But how far can Iran defy the West and Israel? Iran recently warned Arab countries. The threat of not supporting Israel or facing serious consequences is more than just that. It's a moral stand against a system that has enabled Israel to persecute Palestinians while receiving little more than lip support from its neighbors. For years, Arab countries have given lip service to the Palestinian cause while quietly cozying up to Israel behind the scenes. Iran has had enough of duplicity and has made it clear that any Arab nation that supports the oppressor would face consequences. The Western narrative, as usual, attempts to portray Iran as the aggressor, but let us not lose sight of the truth. Israel has committed atrocities against Palestinians for decades, ranging from illegal colonies to violent military occupations. Every time Iran stands up to defend its allies, such as Hezbollah, it is dubbed an aggressor, while Israel's atrocities go unpunished. Iran's missile strikes against Israel were not acts of aggression. They were actions of defense. Iran is not only protecting itself, it is advocating for the countless oppressed Arabs who have suffered under Israel's apartheid policies. Tehran is now calling out Arab nations who continue to ignore these abuses in favor of deeper ties with Israel. Double-dealing is no longer acceptable. Iran's message to the Arab world is plain. If you support Israel, you are participating in its crimes and must face the consequences. This isn't just about politics, it is about justice, and Iran is on the correct side of history. To put it simply, Iran is at war with Israel and anyone who supports it, whether in the West or Arab countries. While Arab states remain neutral, the United States' position is unknown. Recently, Arab states declared their neutrality in the war. However, the response from the United States is ambiguous. Biden says Israel should not attack Iran, but Trump says it should. So, where does the U.S. stand? Given the striking contrast between Biden's caution and Trump's desire for confrontation, the United States is unlikely to take a consistent posture on Iran anytime soon. Instead, expect more of the same. A combination of penalties and diplomatic initiatives, but no clear long-term plan. As Biden attempts to re-engage Iran diplomatically, Republican hardliners will continue to press for a more confrontational strategy. Israel, for its part, will continue to press the United States for assistance in its conflict with Iran. However, Biden's hesitation to support an outright strike on Iran implies that Washington may no longer be ready to give Israel free rein when it comes to military action. However, if Trump or another like-minded leader returns to power, all bets are off, and the U.S. may shift back toward a more confrontational position. What does the future hold for the Middle East? One thing is certain: the United States and Israel's days of unrestrained supremacy are coming to an end. Iran and Russia's cooperation marks the start of a new era, one in which Western acceptance is no longer necessary. Sanctions, threats, and military posturing will not prevent this transition. The world is evolving, and Iran is at the forefront. Do you believe Iran will be afraid of the U.S. threat? Does the U.S. mean it when it threatens nations with sanctions? Let us know in the comments section whether you believe Arab nations will take Iran's warning seriously. Thank you for viewing, and until the next video, stay tuned. Tell us what you think in the comments, like and share the video, and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any of our global videos. It's the most effective method to support us.